Hello, good evening. And yeah, I'm broadcasting from a cafe, if you may notice that. Um, but that's the beauty of the internet now. You have all you need is a notebook, internet access, and off you go, right? So this is episode 36, and welcome. I can't speak too loud because we have guests here, so I don't want to interrupt their discussions as well. But welcome to episode 36 of Us and Do Anything on Email Marketing. Okay, quick introduction. There you go. My name is Andrew. If you're new to me, good evening. And let me go through the next one. There you go. Oh, okay. Let's show this on the screen. Okay, it's not perfect, but we're going to test this and see. Let me try this again. Okay, there you go. Can you guys see this? No, it's too small. Okay, can I make it bigger? Make it bigger. Can I make it bigger? Well, looks like it's not perfect. Okay, tell you what. Just give me a minute. Let me go and fix this. I think that should do for now. Don't think so? Or let me try a new screen. What else do I need? This one? There you go. Little mark face. Okay, so let's start. Um, I'm going to switch to the page. All right. I can't see anything, so I'm going to let me see. I can't do that, can't you? So, what I do is I help business build deeper relationship with the prospects and the clients through the medium of emails, so that selling becomes effortless, right? And like I say, I'm broadcasting from a public place. I didn't have time to rush back home, so yeah, from time to time, a nice change of scenery would be cool. And if you have, okay, what I do is every Wednesday at 9, I would show up live and to answer your questions specifically related to email marketing. So if you have any questions, you can go to digital backslash ask. And that's a simple Google form that you can fill in the questions with your email, and I'll answer them, on the following week. Okay. And if you want to follow me on social, then this is my LinkedIn. Go to digital backslash LinkedIn, and you can click follow. And also, if you want to you want to be notified whenever I post something new, click on bell button. Okay, so this is my social, or so-called a public-facing social network that I use more often. Okay. Do we have any questions? Okay, all right. So, without further ado, let's answer the first question, and this is on from Prakash. Okay, and Prakash is asking basically, will email still be important in 2023? Wait, just a minute. Let me make sure that my audio is correct. Okay, cool. So, Prakash was asking, will email still be important in 2023? The answer is absolutely yes. Now, one, two, three, there's five items that I want to bring up. One is, if you notice, the ad cost will continuously or will continue to creep up, right? One, because there's more demand, because after the pandemic, more people are aware of the need to have an online presence and the need to reach out to people and the need to actually get their message out. So And with the ease of running ads now, it's kind of easy. A lot of resources that's available out there that allow you to learn how to run Facebook ads or even social media apps, right? And they're making it easier and easier for a normal layperson like you and me to be able to run ads, right? So once the demand has gone up, inventory will either remain stagnant or either reduce, because this social media cannot just be running ads, right? People, you lose audience. So they will still have to then manage the inventory that's available for you to run ads. So if smaller inventory, big demand, and you definitely know there's a price effect on this. Okay, and the second one is as what you have seen with Twitter, right? And in general, social media platforms are constantly changing, right? Facebook, Instagram, or even YouTube, for example, they are emulating some of the components or some of the features that TikTok has, right? And eventually, when there's a new social media comes in and a lot more people flooding to it, then there'll be a change again. So the question is, how are you going to adapt to all these changes? There's so many social media. At least now, the primary ones are your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and even TikTok. So these are the four major ones, right? Uh, did I mention Twitter? Okay, so maybe five, right? So how are you going to manage posting on all this? Each of the social media platforms are different, right? The way some requires more video, some are require, like for example, Twitter is now what 140 um, characters, for example. So limited short text, but you can run threads, right? So for a normal company, right, to do this, it will be very difficult for them. Okay, so that's one thing. And then second thing is obviously there will be more competition because more people are coming in, and now you're going to basically go into a very noisy place where everybody is fighting for attention. Okay, and then the third one, your communication or your content, right? No longer text alone is good enough. No longer video alone is good enough, or even audio like through podcast. You can do a combination of all three, plus whatever new technology that's available now. Okay, so how are you going to manage this? How are you going to drive audience or identify the right audience to send this content, send them to this content? Okay, and finally, privacy, personal privacy is going to be something important. If you notice, people are more aware of it, and most of these platforms are under a threat of, eventually they have to move to a cookieless world. Now the thing with cookies is great for targeting, because wherever what you notice, some of the sites that you go through, for example, and you see ads related to the sites or related to the subject of the site, right? That's due to the cookies, which is feeding information to all these advertising platforms. Now, eventually, when they remove cookies, what will happen is the platforms will pretty much will go blind, because they can't track who you and I, which are the sites we go through, which are the preference that we have, right? Now, with that, then your advertising platform no longer be super targeted. You'll be broad. It's almost like TV, and of those days, or radio, where you broadcast on so-called the peak hours, and hopefully your message or your ads gets watched by the people that is relevant. Okay, so the messaging of your ads becomes important, but you can't really target them much, right? So these are the five things that will, from 2023 onwards, that I will notice that will change. Now, in order for you to make a difference in your business, is you want to use all these platforms, because they are still widely used, to then eventually bring them into your world, right? Bring them into your own universe. And your own universe is where you communicate with them through the use of emails. Okay? So that's therefore the way I look at it, Prakash. I think email is going to be a lot more important moving forward, and because there's just too many noise, right? And you just end of the day, what you want to do is you want to communicate with the people that matters to you, or your content is important to them, right? And that's how you build a business. Okay, so long story short, I think email is going to be great, but obviously there will be more challenges, because as anything else, more people will also start doing email marketing. So your standard, or you got to raise your standard a bit more, right? You've got to be able to provide, like I said, multimedia content, more content, and you can use email to drive them through. The way you write your emails, the way you communicate with your audience through email is going to be, the standards are going to be raised. All right. So just be mindful of that. It's good to start now. You probably have another year or two before the cookieless world enters, and start building your audience. Okay. So next one. Hey, good evening, Kelvin. Yes, I am broadcasting from a cafe. Where was I? Okay, sorry. That's the problem when you have single screen. When I'm broadcasting from a whole studio, I've got two screens, so it's easy for me to manage. For a single screen, everything gets compressed. Not easy to manage, but it's doable. So Marianne has these questions. Why would someone subscribe to my newsletter? Good question. If it's just general newsletters, nobody will. Okay, Marianne, you need to carve a niche of the content that you have, that you'll be sharing to your audience, right? I've been selling in, if you're part of my list, generally you've been receiving my newsletters, but I'm slowly moving even then also towards, instead of just so-called newsletters, or the definition of newsletters is, I'm using emails or my daily communication as a form of communicating to my audience. Right? So if I have something important to share, something I could teach, I will just put it in. If it's something that is an offer that I find is useful, okay, here's the thing. You do not send your offers to everyone on your list, right? You need to, over time, maybe the initial stage, yes, but over time, you need to build a profile of your audience based on your preference. So then you can have multiple offers, but each of these offers is sent to different segment of your audience. Okay, so certain people, for example, may like marketing in general, so fine. Or certain people may write, about copywriting, about content, right? Or certain people may want to look at, even within emails itself, the deliverability part or the technical aspects. Each of these audience, you need to slice and dice your audience. Now, the only way to do that is to quickly grow your list. Like I say, back to Prakash's idea, is to use the social media to grow your list, bring them into your world, so that the bigger the list you have, then it's easier for you to segment the audience, right? So, Marianne, newsletters, why people subscribe is, and is only when you can demonstrate or you can provide something that they really want. Okay, so even look at your own so-called own preference. Check your emails. What are the emails that you subscribe to, and why do you subscribe to those, right? And those that has no value to you, you will automatically unsubscribe. Or if you're lazy, you'll just leave it there, and eventually Google is going to prompt you after 30 days and say that you have not, been reading these emails from this particular person or this particular organization. Would you like to unsubscribe? So they will prompt you. And I think I've also seen that in Outlook and also Yahoo as well. So the big threes are doing it. If there is no interaction within 30 days or so, they will then prompt you to unsubscribe, right? So newsletters or either any form of communications, consider using emails as your communication tool, and make it both ways. Make it two ways, right? Instead of just you sending to them, you want to then have this conversation. That's why in my last email to my list, I was talking about your emails as your private social channel. The way you look at it is this: it is a one-to-one communication between me and you, the recipient, but I can do it in scale. So what I'm using emails is like as if I'm running a social, posting on social, where I'm providing content and I'm interacting with the audience because they can reply back to me. So it's very important for you to set up your email system such a way that they can reply directly to your email, and then you can then have this conversation. Okay, so Marianne, I hope I've answered your question. Irrespective whether it's called newsletters or it's called your private social network or it's called your email communication, the key thing is you need to provide value. You need to be able to make a difference to a person's life when they subscribe to your emails. All right. And if you do that, then you have a loyal following, and then you have followings that eventually you can monetize through the offers, and not just any offers, but offers that can help them move them to the next stage. Okay, so with that, Okay, so this week is going to be my last week broadcast for the year. I'm going to take a break next Wednesday. Time to look at my year in 2022 and plan for 2023. I'll be back again live on January the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. All right. This will be the last podcast for the year. And before that, I just want to share with you something that I've planned on putting in store. This is a new service, all right? If you can just give me 1 minute, this is a new service for 2023. Um, Over the last 2 years, I've helped clients, I've built my own list, and I think it is time to help you run your email marketing operations for you. Okay. So, like I say, in 2023, there's a growing need for you to quickly gather your audience within your inner circle, within your own circle, so that you can communicate and provide value to them. Um, and the best way to do that, obviously, is through emails, not because I'm running emails, but that's for now the best option that's available out there. Okay. And a lot of people will say, well, I don't know what to write. I don't know how to start. I don't know which email service provider to select. How am I going to do my email, sending domain authentication to make sure that my emails don't end in spam. So all these questions will be solved when I start running the email marketing operations for you, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write your emails. I'm going to help you segment your list. I'm going to make sure there are tools that I use to keep list clean. And I'm going to design your emails. I'm going to strategize and execute your campaigns, right? Because that's how you make money. Just virtue of sending emails alone ain't going to cut it. In order for you to get an ROI, you need to then make offers and run campaigns, right? I'm going to build and manage your email automations. There are certain automations you can do, like your welcome sequence, for example, or when somebody download your content, what are the emails that you can build beforehand that can run automatically, right? I can manage your email sending reputation, which is the authentication part, and we will have monthly strategy calls. So long story short is I would then run the entire email for you for your business, right? So this is a new service that I'm offering. Obviously, like I say, there is no price point to it because it all depends on your requirements and how big is your list and what you want to take your business to. So in order to do that, I would then encourage you to go to this site, hence.digital /manage. It is a calendar that you can book a time. We can have a 30 minutes brainstorm and let's see how I can help you or whether I will be able to help you. If not, then I will send you to, other resources that, you could probably use or maybe some certain guides. If you're already doing it yourself, maybe just 1 or 2 tips that you can take it and run and do yourself. All right. So go to this site. This is basically a new service I'm offering now. I can only work with, okay, because this is very labor intensive because I'm doing it most of myself, right? I can take at most, the way I look at it is between 5 to maybe 8 clients, okay? Because this is almost like a full-time job already, right? So if you're interested or you're curious enough, book a call with me, and then we can discuss this, all right? And see how, where how far, how extensive that you need my services for in order to run your email to prepare you for 2023. You can smell coffee. Yes, absolutely. Here, this is my favorite place because there's so many people and it's bright enough, so I don't need all these additional lightings. Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for the prompt, Kevin. And so with that, like I say, if you have questions, do send in, and I will answer them next year, in January 4th or the following Wednesday. Okay. And in the meantime, if you want to have a discussion with me about having me to manage your entire email systems and email operations, book a call. Let's have a chat. I'm not going to pitch you anything. I'm going to listen to you, and then maybe give you some recommendations, and you can think from there. Right? So no hard sell, no pressure selling. Okay. So what else? So with that, it's been a great 2022. Thank you for your support. And obviously, I look forward to seeing you again on 2023. Stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, have a great Christmas ahead. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2023. All right. Cheers. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure serving you. This is Andrew Wong signing off for 2022. I'll see you next year. Cheers.